winter time, and this is where our vinotheque is. So maybe some people of you have already been here at our
ここが
vinotheque.
ですね、ブロイヤーさんのリューデスハイムという町にあるんですけどね、そこのいわゆるテイスティング場、直売所になりますね。And
if I switch my camera, you will
yes.
see how the future looks.
おー、かっこいい。いいね、テレーザ。マジで
Yeah. So we have
い
been
いや。
quite busy the last year because
Yes,
we're
yes.
about to change some things in our winery
あ
and
あ、テラ
consolidate
モ
the
ントーサ
production.
イスティルズやね。I
Now
see.
it is time to create a little bit more space for our wines. And I
あ
also want to have the chance to drink a 2014 Terra Montosa, but
あ、
therefore I need place to age wines. And this is
あ
why we have built it, that new
あ、
hall in the back of me,
ああ。
where we can actually age wines and give the bottles a longer storage.
Cool, Teresa. Great. I am deeply in the material of this winery. Is this made from wood?
Yes, it's actually only wood and concrete. So
外壁は木でしたね。その中はこのコンクリートもう入っちゃいましたけど、中に入ったらちょっとガッするよって言ってましたけど、まだ今何もない状態ですね。さっきの通訳ちょっと途中になってましたけど、私は2014年の飲んでて、彼女は2019年のこのテラモントーサっていう、後で説明しますが、ワインを飲んでるんですけれども、やっぱりちょっと、ボトルをずっと瓶詰めした後のボトルを置いとく、いわゆる大きな箱っていうのは彼女はそんなに、たくさんはなかったんですね。だからこう貯蔵することができなかったんですけれども、こちらがいわゆる貯蔵庫になります。で、この貯蔵庫が完成した暁にはですね、ここにワインをちょっと寝かして、いわゆる5年とか10年寝かした形みたいなものもやっていこうかなというところです。今から2週間後にまさにもうそうですよね、もう瓶詰めが始まって、ここに新しいワインが入ってくるというお話でした。Wow, great!
And do you
テレーザさん。
that you actually know that I was inspired by Japan, because
Yes.
the material that we
Ah.
cover. Let me
Uh-huh.
show it to you.
Yes.
Do you see the material
Yeah.
of the coverage? And this is
Mhm.
made in a Japanese way, how to treat the wood. Because in Germany it's not common to burn wood and then use it for the outside.
そ
So
う。
it's a
あ
Japanese technique that is covering our hall to look
あ、I
beautiful for
see,
the
I
next 100
see.
years.
へえ。これ皆さん日本の建築様式をちょっと模して、うちの家ちなみにこんなんなんですけど、このうちの家の近所も蔵かきうちって言って、いわゆる蔵が多くて、杉板とかをちょっと表面燃やしてね、で、こう、炭というか、なんか焦げをつけて、で、こう、色分けしてるんですけれども、こちらはまさにドイツではあまりこういうことはやらないんですけど、この日本に来て、これいいなと思って始めたんだそうです。おお、いいね、テレーザ。
Yeah, so you see there is Japanese influence even for German Riesling.
ドイツのリースリングにも日本の魂、日本のちょっとね、影響があるんだぞということでございました。
Yeah. So now we are in a part of the
cellar,
winery where before the bottle storage was located, but only in a small proportion. And this hall will be used in future as our press house. So
it will be a press house.
Yes. With next year's grape, we will have 2 big presses here, maybe one outside, maybe one inside, and a lot of tanks where we keep the juice for the very, very, very beginning of the process of the winemaking. So we have here actually the production place, and the place where we have been before is only for resting. And what is the most important part is the cellar downstairs, because this is the part where in future the wine will age and will develop all its spirit and flavor. So the idea is that we use that very, very old cellar downstairs for all our barrels. So we will bring all our oak barrels down to the cellar so that we have an extra cellar for aging the wines. So we're doubling our cellar capacity. We will keep most of the wines down here, but we actually have the potential to also use our old cellar if we want to age wines longer in barrel. So we have the double amount of cellar capacity, and we have
double amount of,
so we are able to age wines.
We have only 20 minutes. Could we see your vineyard, or it's not enough time? Or?
Well, if you will not tell anybody that I'm driving while I have my phone in my hand, I will run to the winery where I have a car, and then we drive to the vineyards.
So
welcome to the vineyards. So now we are in the vineyard, which is also part of Terra Montosa. It's
ここもテラモントーサの。
one of the concrete vineyards and one of the very steep vineyards. So
ここはすごく
if you look down here, whoops, you have to be careful because it is very, very steep. And you can see that we are a little bit later this year than the last years. Butt break has just happened about like 10 days ago. So everything is still very, very tiny and fresh. But this is, here we go. This is the future. This is vintage 2021 coming. This is the soil. Here we have also the mix of slate and quartzite. And of course, there is still a little bit of loam in between. But after a couple of centimeters, the rock is already building up. So it is really about the origin of every place that brings a uniqueness into the taste of the wine.
My English is getting better, and I would like to talk with you a little bit deeply. May I ask your early life when you were 10 years old or 15 years old? Or were you on the win? Yesterday.
Yeah. So what do you want to ask?
Do you have a special memory connected with wine or vineyard?
Well,
in the early years.
Yeah, well, I was always very, very really happy and very close to my father, to my dad, especially during the picking time. So I was always helping in the harvest. I was always grape picking since I am a little girl. And it was also very common that in the school holidays, in the autumn holidays, you were helping to pick. And of course, I was helping always at, of course, our winery. In the German school year, you have 2 weeks of holiday in the autumn period. And these holidays very often match the time when we are picking grapes. So it was quite naturally to like earn a little bit of pocket money and of course help the family to of course help picking. So I was doing that every year, and in some years I had some friends helping, but they were not really helping for a long time because my father was so picky with the quality of the grapes. The selection was extremely precise, and I was then after a couple of days always the only one left because my father was so strict. But this is how I implemented for myself, and this is how I learned how to pick the very, very best grapes already as a kid.
I see. I can imagine your father wasn't at home all year. Maybe only the harvest time is every day there, right?
Yes. Now my father was traveling a lot. He was promoting our wines. He was showing our wines to the world. He was also working as a flying winemaker. He had projects in Portugal and South Africa and Madeira. But during harvest, during the autumn, during the grape picking season, he was in the vineyards every day from morning till evening. So this was really the time of the year where I was extremely close to my father. And by helping in the winery, I could really spend a lot of time with him. And this was for me also a super, super important time.
I see. That was you were 15 years old or 12
Well, that
years
was
old.
already when I was 6, 7, 8 years old.
Ah,
I
so,
was, like, from a kid on, I was helping.
That's what I wanted to hear.
And it was the first time, I think, that you heard it, right?
Yes, yeah, very first
sometimes
time.
you learn something new about myself.
Yeah, congratulations, you are new winery. Yeah.
That was an idea, and I hope that we will be done more or less in 2 months with everything. And I would then invite you to do another tour, because then we will have internet connection and we will have barrels in our cellar.
Yeah.
You can see everything. And if you feel like, I would love to show you around very, very soon. And then you can tell me what you think and how you like it.
Wow. Vielen Dank. Yeah. Bis zum nächsten Mal.
Dankeschön.
次回も Dankeschön.
Take care.
Yeah, see you hopefully soon ね。Yeah, take care too. Thank you. テレーザさんでした。チャオチャオ。
ご視聴いただきありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、コメントお待ちしております。またお会いしましょう。